All right, so a lot of people wanted to stick their nose in my business, but didn't want anybody to know that their nose was in my business. If you didn't want me to speak out about your nose in my business, you shouldn't have put your nose in my business. If you didn't want me to show the truth about you and your nose in my business, then you should not have had your nose in my business. When you put your nose in my business and promised to help me with my business, and then you didn't keep your word about my business, well, you proved what a POS you are. Shannon wanted to get all pissed off about me showing a video where her and Rick were arguing with each other for like 10 minutes. Shannon is a piece of shit when you bring up her alcoholism. She is a complete and total fucking bitch. So you can't do it. Or you're some sort of a terrible fucking person. You're some sort of a terrible monster. Now, I'm able to bring up on my Facebook, which I'm glad my Facebook wasn't destroyed. I've got conversations between me and Boa. I'm looking at my pictures in Facebook right now. In order to record them, I have to use my telephone here. And my telephone is currently, well, it's full. Let me show you what I got going on here. Let's see if it'll let me delete it yet. All right. So here it says up at the top, it says delete from device, backup now, move to archive. I have to wait for it to finish backing up before I can erase what's on here and start with these pictures here that are on my Facebook and get those transferred from my Facebook onto the YouTube here so that you guys can see it. Some of the stuff that I posted up here. Now, mind you, not all of it is up here. The ones that I'm looking at now, it's the conversation between myself and Tim Beeson. And there's parts of it that are actually missing, I believe. There's the stuff between me and Maddie Boa, and parts of it is missing. There's stuff between me and Candace, and a lot of it's missing because at that point in time, when I started saving all of that, my phone was already full. I literally had to erase evidence to take pictures of more evidence. I had to choose what evidence was the most important to show. Now I'm scrolling up and I'm looking at the situation with myself and Alicia and her father on the night of my grandma's funeral. Now, mind you, the video, the half of the video, is actually up here on Facebook, or is actually up here on my YouTube. And there's a picture of the owl that I rescued the night that Jamie was getting half of her body bruised. And then there's conversations between myself and Rochelle Shelley Campbell. Let's see. It even shows here. I'm looking at one from Rochelle Shelley Campbell. It said, "Hey, leaving town. I don't have a phone. Broke it. That's why I am on here." So when of course, she was talking about how I put her number up and shit like that. But she let me know that she broke her phone. She no longer had a phone. Otherwise, I wouldn't have done that. The other thing is, at the time, I didn't have the ability to edit out the phone numbers. I didn't have time to, or the technical ability to erase that stuff. Um, there's some stuff here between me and Todd Rust. I mean, it shows what people thought of me and who I was before Natalie died. I mean, Todd, on part of this here, he types, oh, somebody's messaging me. Oh, it says it's Jenny Riddle's birthday. A lot of people, after Natalie died, they sent me friend requests, and I allowed their friend requests because I was hoping that just one of these people would take a look at the evidence, take a look through what's on my Facebook, and actually get the police to listen, because they're obviously not going to listen. First of all, because they fucked up big before Natalie was killed. Um, it says Jenny Riddle is 40 years old. If at first you don't succeed, dust yourself off and try again. Well, I'm fucking trying. She's got a few people on here that are, we have mutual friends in common. Um, but she's one of those people that after Natalie died, she sent me a friend request, and most of these people that sent me these friends requests, they're not friendly. They were out to destroy my Facebook. They were out to destroy evidence. They were hateful towards me because of slander, and there was nothing I can do about it. You know, without money, without a place to go, without a safe environment where my evidence wasn't going to get stolen, I had to constantly move from place to place to place to place. And this is, you know, I'm moving from one place to another, mostly on foot, also on bus. I got a degenerative disc disease. I got a really screwed up back. I'm not supposed to carry more than 10 pounds. And I got Brian Townsend helping me carry all this stuff. You know, I mean, it's really screwed up. Um, then there's other people that are telling their stories. Here's one. This is from uh, well, this is after I finally learned how to somewhat edit it. I learned how to basically blur out faces with um, paint, not literal paint, but here's one from somebody whose name I can't read, but there's probably a copy of it in the side here. It says, "I'm so damn sorry. If it makes a difference, I know how you feel. I was beat to the point of almost death 7 times by an ex-boyfriend I was with for 4 years. Ended up being homeless with my son to hide from him. I was definitely assaulted and picked at when I stayed at shelters. I've been raped in shelters by their wonderful employees. It's been a struggle, but I just recently got myself and I a 2 bedroom apartment, and if things don't work out for you the way you're hoping, I will find a way to get you here and you can stay with me for as long as you need. I have a vehicle. It may not be the best, but I can drive you around so we can get your disability switched to Maryland. I can take you to some food to get some food stamps, and like, see, there were people that wanted to help me. There really were. The problem was being able to actually communicate with these people with, you know, all of the Facebook bans and all of that kind of stuff. And the thing is, I was never allowed to defend myself, not once. Here's one from Candace. It says, this is from January 19th. Um, Mind you, according to the evidence that I have, she picked me up the 15th of January, uh, pretty late at night, around 10 or 11 at night. She picked me up in Boulder, Colorado from the Safeway there. And 15th, so the 16th, 17th, 18th, and 19th. That's 4 days that I was at her place. She claimed that I was there for a whole week. She also claimed that I had internet access the whole time I was there, and I didn't. Like, literally, the reason that I turned this stuff over to Rochelle Shelley Campbell so that she could take a look at it herself, the reason that I turned that over to her is because I didn't have internet access at Candace's unless Candace was home. And if Candace was home, it meant her kids were home. And if her kids were home, I couldn't work on this. Not until her kids went to bed. So I couldn't make the phone calls that I needed to make. I didn't have access to the evidence to actually look at. The computer that I was using was her work computer. And like, if she's not there, I don't have the computer. So she was able to get another work computer, and that one just wouldn't work. It wouldn't work for the camera. The volume thing wouldn't work on it. It was a fucking nightmare. And so when I turned that stuff over to Rochelle Shelley Campbell, the very next day, that's where that pocket dial situation happened. I mean, that was, you know, well, I got to Candace's. We finally got there around midnight on the 16th. So the 16th, I got to work on my stuff just a little bit. On the 17th, I tried my best to work on stuff. I called Brandon Jepson, and he told me the name of what the police do in that particular situation that they had done to me. He explained that it's called pain compliance. It's literally torture. um, then on the 18th, that's when I gave um, or the 17th is when I gave Miss Shelley the access to my Facebook so that she could look at whatever it is that she needed to. On the 18th is in the morning when she called me, did that pocket dial thing, and I had to deal with Officer Michael Beard. Um, and then the next day after that, the 19th, this is what Candace wrote. Hey, so I'm going to need you to brainstorm on where to go. Cops were sitting outside my house this morning when I took the girls to school, then came to my work. My landlord is pissed. I have 3 days to take you somewhere or pack my shit. I work tomorrow, and the weather is supposed to get shitty here Sunday, so that basically leaves us this afternoon. Do you have any resources outside of Border? Like, holy fuck, no, I didn't. Now, as soon as this is done with what it's doing, I'm gonna get on here and go through this stuff. Let's see. I'm sorry, folks only understand violence. I'm violent by words only because speaking softly wasn't working. You are welcome. Of the 3 people who went missing the 28th, you were the only one who got to get yours back. Keep her safe. This is just reading it. I can tell you who it is. This is Shauna Sinclair. She typed, "I will forever. That is so sad to hear. I know violence well. Transgenders don't have." Here's one right before Christmas, December 16th. Of There's a lot of people that I got rid of right before Natalie died. This is December 16th of 2017. I typed, "Sorry, Todd, no room for artificial Jesus. Bye." And then on April 25th, I typed, "Last time I typed to you was the day I was served with papers for the sins of others. Show me your Jesus, Todd." He typed, "Sean, I can't show you Jesus. You already know him. You have walked more like him than most of us in this world." Just keep in mind, Jesus would have chased most of you with a whip. Um, let's see. Here's with Dakota. We had a conversation. Um, it says, "You missed a call from Dakota. Call back." And then I called him back. And then on August, I can't see, it's pretty small. I typed, "You talked to me like a man. Sorry for calling you a bitch. You showed me something worth respecting. Thank you." And he typed, "I apologize." That's Dakota Cooper. Here's one from a guy named Barry. I suppose I should stop reading these until I'm able to use my phone to do it. Um, Let's see. He typed, I now know 100% you murdered Natalie, and guess what, you sick, ugly fuck? You were seen with her on that day holding her Paula Stone. A witness seen you, and she's too scared to go to cops, but I will fucking make sure she does, you weird pedophile freak, ugly bald bastard. And then it says, you missed a call from Barry. This guy called me a lot, actually. He was a fucking dickhead. I blocked him. Here's the one from Rose that I was looking for, which is helpful. It's got my old phone number on it, but I don't have that phone anymore. I don't fucking care. It's probably been taken off the listings anyway because so many people were calling it to threaten my life. It also says, Rose M. Kelly, one mutual friend, Desiree Airborne, went to Boulder High School. Desiree Airborne, that's Desiree Leonard, or Desiree, she's got like 10 different Facebook profiles, actually. Desiree is the one that I rescued from the trap house in Cheyenne, Wyoming, twice. We were helping to set her up there in Sydney at the same time that all of that shit was going on with Andrew and Amy Witcher. The thing is that I shouldn't have had to go to drug addicts to do that. Now, obviously, I posted up the messages between me and Amy Witcher. Yes, she was on cocaine. And yes, Andrew was on meth. And she knew that he was on meth. I mean, there's just so much of it. Here's one from Dalton Crawford. It says, you don't know me. You don't need to know me. Just know if I found out you had anything or did anything to Natalie or Alicia, I will find you, your family, or anyone you care or even think about, and I will put you in the ground myself. I know you're creepy ass dude who is stalking her and watching her house. I will end your name's existence. Except I wasn't stalking her, and I wasn't watching her fucking house. That's the thing. Like in Virginia, the only reason that I had her address is because she gave it to me. The only time that I showed up at her house before I had that fucking severe panic attack, I was invited to her house by her and her sister. You know, and I wasn't, it's not like I was just sitting there staring at her fucking house. No, I got fucking stuck in the road. And that only happened once. And you know what? I fucking left there. I didn't want to have anything to do with that shit. Now, this is one of the great many people that when I made that thread, you know, this is one of the great many people that that was for. Dalton Crawford was literally with Alicia Bollinger when this happened. Um, let's see. Here's one from a dude that says, May, you get your ass fucked hard every day. You're in prison, you sick freak. No one is buying your bullshit story. Too bad she didn't put bullets in you. I agree, it's too bad that she didn't put bullets in me. After destroying somebody's life with slander like that and not caring, yeah, you should fucking kill them. Let's see. That Barry dude, he also typed, You're dead punk, die you cunt. Barry, you're a fucking punk ass little bitch. Come fucking play. Also, Ken and Lee is in Inglewood. Officer Brian Valenzuela and that whole case, that officer wasn't from Inglewood. And I do mean that. Let's see. This one's from Joanna Taylor Smith. It's about me making the hammer for her. Let's see. This one, I don't know who it's from. It was somebody who blocked me right after Natalie was killed. But it talks about, it's me explaining to him about finding Shady dead that morning. Let's see. Here's Tim Beeson. Let's see. Now, I've already put up the first message between him and I. This part, it cuts off the top part, which really sucks, but it's his very first message to me. I'll start reading it from where it's at. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna check this and see if it's done downloading that yet. If it is, then I'm going to, let me see. I'm gonna click back over to this because it sounds like someone's dinging me. Nope, no messages. Um, that lady who sent me a friend request. Hi, I am a friend of both of your daughters since high school in Broomfield. You've seen me a few times. You're an artist, right? Um, I'm gonna type, what are my daughter's names? I have had a ton of death threats from people with fake profiles. Just want to make sure you are telling the truth. You guys already know the truth about that. And you already know whether or not she's telling the truth about that. What was that ding from? I'm overwhelmed. I'm tired. I've got 10 million different thoughts going through my head because I literally I relive this stuff every moment of every day. And needing help in person, and the best that I get is people over the phone or, well, alcoholics screaming. I'm pretty sure I got a temperature. I can I can feel it. I hope I have the coronavirus and I hope it kills me. When I'm dead, maybe then you guys will take a look. I'm gonna type her, and I am an artist. Other videos, you know, or some of my other videos today, you know that Todd Ryan Case is a mutual friend that me and Sierra have. Todd thought that he might be related to uh, Natalie and Alicia because his sister's last name is Kelly. Um, Todd is half black. He's also a human rights advocate. Um, by advocate, I mean he speaks out for our rights. He mostly focuses on black folks, but not entirely. Yes, it's tobacco. You see, it's brown, not green. With all the places that I went and stayed, it wasn't a safe environment for me as far as my disabilities go. In order for me to function, a lot of these people didn't understand, first of all, that um, video games, if you're playing video games and have the TV blaring and all of that, cannot function to do the things that I need to do. Second of all, if you actually cared about me, you could stop the video games long enough to at least try to help me instead of just outright say you can't and leave it at that. Me, when I say I can't do something, there's a lot of situations that prevent me from being able to do those things. And that's important. In each one of these scenarios, there were roadblocks that people, didn't want to pay any attention to. They didn't want to hear it. They just wanted to tell me how to think and how to feel and have the same idea over and over and over again on rotation. The more fucked up they were on alcohol or drugs, the more that happened. With Shannon Alvarado, like that was the worst fucking shit ever going to her place. It wasn't worse than Candace's. Candace's was actually wonderful. The problem is that I couldn't talk about the things that were going on. Candace, I needed her to come forward about things that she was there for. But lo and behold, Officer Michael Beard saw the end of that. When that whole situation happened, the thing that was going through my head is, oh my god, the police here would have let her fucking get beaten to death by Ted or his fucking cronies. As it turns out, Rochelle Shelley Campbell was just playing head games. They were trying to mind fuck me because they assumed my guilt, and they were harassing Candace. They were going out of their way to harass anybody who tried to help me and separate me from them. Mind you, those are Candace's own words. The ones that I posted up, those were Candace's own words. It wasn't the fact that I had to leave there that ultimately resulted in me trying to kill myself. It was me being afraid for Rochelle Shelley Campbell, because if Ted tried to harm her, they wouldn't do shit. They were too busy trying to cover their own wrongdoings at that point in time. If they tried to harm Candace, there wasn't a goddamn thing that the police were going to do. They tried to intimidate Candace. And they did a great fucking job. I mean, with the police coming and harassing her at work, she could have lost her job over that. Them waiting outside of her house when she went to take her kids to school, I mean, that scared the fuck out of her. When she got home, she was talking 200 fucking miles per minute. The thing is that none of these people were understanding that I don't have a safe place. All of this temporary housing in places where I have to deal with all of these shows about killing and these people abusing children. Like at Sally Treon's, Sally's daughter getting kicked in the fucking face, dragged through the house and kicked in the face by a meth head. And then Jeannie, fuck, what was her last name? The pregnant meth head lady that was staying on the couch there. Like, I knew that was a fucked up situation, and I was stuck in the commons area there. I needed help making it stop. I need someone to help me or kill me. I'm frustrated because they didn't keep their word, and I got harmed because they didn't keep their word. Natalie and her sister didn't care that I was being harmed for things that I didn't do. That lady, Sierra, I typed. Well, here's the beginning of the conversation. Sierra Centoya. Your friends on Facebook. Went to Broomfield High School. Lives in Denver, Colorado. I typed hello. She typed hey. I typed hello. How may I help you? I typed who are you? Where would I know you from? She typed I am a friend of both of your daughters since high school in Broomfield. You've seen me a few times. You're an artist, right? I typed what are my daughters' names? I've had a ton of death threats from people with fake profiles. Just want to make sure you were telling me the truth. And I am an artist. I got the feeling she's confusing me with Ted Bollinger. But right here, it shows it says two mutual friends, Todd Ryan Case and William Parker. Mind you, Todd Ryan Case, the conversation between him and I is here on my here on my YouTube. One conversation with him. He wants me to call him back today, and I'm going to. I'm pretty fucking tired though. I've been through a lot, and this isn't the right way to do this, but I can function well enough to do. I mean, I'm right now. I can hear the TV downstairs, and that's distracting me from what I need to get done. And I need to go through this stuff, and just looking at it just makes me want to eat a bullet. Texting makes me want to eat a bullet. Most people wouldn't talk to me until after I got out of jail in November of 2018. Alicia Vollinger, please come forward and tell the truth. I will forgive you. I forgave Rihanna. Please, Alicia, make this stop. Help me go after the police for the things that they've done, not just to me, but also to you and your sister. Help me go after the media for this. I wouldn't have had to do any of this if the police had done their jobs. You could have stopped this. You could have stopped this. You could have asked those people in Boulder to stop. You could have told them the truth.